All right, so CIT15 Week 2 attendance. So this is the Saturday ending the week 1 of our first week of the semester, and I hope you got a good start of this semester. Mine was a little bumpy. I had some things that kind of ran into my path and I just had to navigate. So if that happened to you, it's okay. We have another week coming up. You'll get it smoothed out. So this week's classwork has been recorded in a previous semester, so just keep that heads up, and I just put some content related to this in here today, so just keep that in mind, but it all is 100% related and relevant to what we're doing. This week on your hands-on, it's really, I think, a fun one and an important one to know how to take print screens. This one was also recorded in a previous semester, but just FYI. And then the last two items are the items that are now going to require you to get the MyIT Lab, okay? And in week 2, I talk about how you're going to get that and the process of getting it. So really important to do that. So on the syllabus, and I'm just going to open this in a new one here just to show this, is that I've given you the instruction for, I need to check that link, sorry, for both the online, if you're taking it online, then this is the instruction for setting up your MyIT Lab. And if you're in the face-to-face class, this is the instruction. And these are the MyIT Lab course numbers that you want to get in. If you're still unsure about what the materials are, then you need to go back and watch week 0 so that you know about which we talk, or about which I'm talking now. Okay, so the thing I really want to say this week, it seems like most of you got this idea of the attendance and you got it done. If for some reason you didn't, but you're working on, you already finished classwork for last week and now you're working on the Hello World, and that depends on when you watch this, right? So I'm going to release this on Saturday before this item is due, but some of you may not watch it. So just, you know, in case you're watching it later. And the thing I want you to know here, and I said this in Hangout, and this is another good reason to be in Hangout, is that when I re-recorded week 1 classwork, I forgot a concept that I was needing to cover to do this item. And so if you were having a challenge trying to figure out how to set up the shared with everyone as far as the settings for share, then check this short video out for that instruction. And then here's where the instruction for completing the rest of that work will be. Okay, so FYI on that one. The last thing I want to say on this video is that when we're moving in to our MyIT Lab, coming in to be a part of our normal classwork, and something I found last semester that I believe I did not mention in this video, because I think I found it out afterwards, I'm not sure, but is that if you use a plugin on I think even Firefox, I'm not sure it works on Firefox, but I know for sure on Chrome, you're going to want to disable it for when you're using MyIT Lab. So let me show you what that is. I'm going to open up a new one. I'm going to go to Grammarly. Sorry. Grammarly is a plugin or an add-on that you can place, and it's I used to love it. I use it all the time, but then I discovered this little weirdness between it and MyIT Lab, where things would happen in MyIT Lab. So if you have this installed, you're going to want to disable it when you're using MyIT Lab. So how do you do that? I'm going to come up to what we call the hamburger right up here, or the settings. You go in, or the drop down, you go into settings, and then you can look through here to see all the different things that you have. I think it might be, I think it's add-ons. Chrome changes their stuff around. Sometimes I have to figure out where their new stuff is located too. So let me do, is it add-ons, autofills? All right, hold on, let me look for it. My bad. You go here, but you go to more tools, and then you go to extensions. So sometimes we call them add-ons, sometimes we call extensions. So as an example, here are all my extensions. And notice that I had Grammarly for Chrome, but I have it disabled. Okay, so I just want you to know that if you run into issues with my IT lab, because one of the things I talk about is just get rid of or stop everything you're doing as far as other apps, but also do know that sometimes your plugins can also have an impact, and in this case I know about this one. So, and you can switch it on and off. It's kind of a pain, or you could use a different browser. That's one of the things in my IT lab that sometimes you have to run into, is that they actually recommend using Chrome, but I've had some students in some rare situations do better on Internet Explorer. Again, it's not my favorite browser, but hey, whatever works for you. Okay, so I think that's it for this attendance. I do have week 3 coming up. I will have that released maybe even today, but for sure next week. So you can check that out, and that's where we'll move into working on the Code Academy. All right, have a great week. Talk to you soon.